Welcome to today's Fireside Chat with Jesse. I am joined today by Eric Bunnell, President of Arvest Equipment Finance. Thanks, Eric, for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Jesse.
No, absolutely, man. So, for those people who might not be familiar with you, Eric, do you mind just kind of introducing yourself and your tenure in equipment finance?
You bet. My career actually got started on the banking side and commercial lending. Been in banking now 20 years. A lot of that was spent in the Kansas City market, doing a lot of commercial lending there. And the last 10 years, really focused more on the equipment financing and had the opportunity to join Arvest in 2012. They were expanding into the Kansas City market and looking for someone to handle the sales for their Missouri markets. And banking is a very small, close-knit community, much like our equipment finance industry. And I knew a few folks that had worked. We worked together at some previous banks, and they were at the bank that was acquired by Arvest. And so we stayed in contact, and that's how I found out about the opportunity. And like I said, joined in 2012 in sales, then moved to sales manager, and at the end of 2016, had the opportunity to get promoted and become the president of Arvest Equipment Finance.
And thank you for that additional information about yourself, Eric. I mean, I believe I was probably at your offices, I don't know, around that time.
Yes.
We came down and checked it out, and you have a great group of people that I had the privilege of working with, at that time. And if you don't mind, just kind of share your experience regarding Arvest Equipment Finance. I mean, how did the company come to be? Let's talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, so the company, the division started in 2007.
Okay.
And since then we've grown, as of the end of last year, our portfolio was over 500 million and we have over 36 associates. So we just had a lot of good organic growth. We've just continued to really develop, our core business, which is our banking relationships. Arvest Bank has been around since 1961, and they're currently in 4 states: Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Kansas. And so we've got a team that's dedicated to work with those commercial lending teams to help those customers with equipment transactions. And that's kind of where it all got started. And then 3 or 4 years ago, we really saw the need to really expand our vendor program and develop a different source of business and create a sales team and support in those roles to go out and find business from dealerships. And so we've really had an opportunity to grow that sector of our business. And in 2019 alone, we added 12 people just for that that business unit. So we take a lot of pride in getting involved in the industry and in CLFP. I was looking at our roster the other day. We've got 19 currently on our team that have the designation. So I think when Reed put that out at the end of the year, we're in the top 10 in the country. So we take a lot of pride. We want to get involved, and I look for opportunities to get our team involved when they're available. And we've hosted a couple CLFP classes and just tried to show the associates that this is a career path, and there are a lot of opportunities in this industry.
No, and you're absolutely correct there, and I'm sure Reed will appreciate that little plug there. And thank you for contributing to her, amazing, foundation there with the CLFP. And so, from an industry serve perspective, what's Arvest Equipment Finance primarily play in?
Yeah, from the bank side, we look at kind of say we're generalists because we're kind of part of those commercial lending teams and kind of
Right.
go where the opportunities are with those groups. On the vendor side, we focus mostly in 3 sectors, and that would be construction, transportation, and medical. And our team has a lot of experience and knowledge in those areas, and we've got some really good relationships that we try to expand on each year.
No, absolutely. And then another thing in regards to kind of our working relationship that we've had with one another, thing I appreciate about how your organization goes about with their employees is it seems like the majority of the growth in your organization is you like to promote a lot from within, and you really celebrate your your people. I think that's very admirable.
Yeah, we do. I think a lot of it just starts again with the entire bank organization. Our culture, our culture is really what I feel sets us apart. You look at our mission statements: people helping people find financial solutions for life, and
Right.
we take a lot of pride in that each and every day. Something looking back at last year, the bank got involved in the PPP loans, and we were able to have three or four of our associates jump over and help with that demand that the bank had for those small businesses. So we are just part of the bank, team player, and we really care about providing excellent customer service and being there for our customers.
And that's great to hear. And so I guess while we're on that path, let's talk about the pandemic and how that impacted your 2020 business. I know just what I've seen out there from the monitor and equipment finance advisor perspective, it almost seems like you guys didn't skip a beat. So I guess that would be definitely a testament to yourself as a leader and your team around you, to be able to have such a good year. But
Yeah, I appreciate those comments. Yes, we did have a record year in production. Going back to second quarter, I didn't think that was going to be possible, but our
right.
team was very resilient, and we've just got a great group of leaders and associates, and they just never gave up. And I think a lot of it, um, yes, it was challenging, but going back again to 2019 when we hired those 12 associates, we saw the need at that time to get everybody working remotely. And so even though it wasn't every day, we were doing it on a part-time basis. One or 2 days a week, they'd work out a flexible schedule with their manager, and they were covering several markets and traveling some. So we just wanted to give them that flexibility. If they wanted to work from home a day or two a week, they had that option. And we never saw a decrease in productivity. And so we just continued that. So when COVID hit and everybody was starting to shut down offices and branches, we were able to pivot quickly, and everyone already had the equipment they needed to work and just plug in at home, and we didn't miss a beat and ended up with 13% growth. So just a testament to overall of our team and all the hard work they put in last year.
Well, and it's also that forward thinking mindset in regards to kind of, now I'm assuming that you didn't do the flex scheduling, knowing there was going to be a global
And I didn't.
pandemic that was coming down the pike there. But that's excellent, and I could definitely see where you guys would have a leg up on some of the other financial institutions who maybe didn't have that forward thinking. You were able to pick up some of the stuff that they weren't able to get to. So that's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, we were able to keep everyone working and keep funding our deals and again help more customers, which that was the big need last year once we knew everybody was safe and could work. But very fortunate again that we had that in place.
So I guess as the president of an organization who had a record 2020, what does 2021 look like? Or what expectations do they have of you and you of yourself?
Well, we're excited for 2021. I think everybody was ready to flip the calendar to 2021, but we've been, looking at this year for a few years with some big initiatives that we're putting in place, and one is a new building. So we're in the process
Okay.
of renovating a warehouse in the Fort Chaffee historic area here in Fort Smith, and we should be moving in it 90 days or less. So that will give us double the square footage. We'll be able to have an open and safe working environment. And when we are able to gather again together, we'll have a large training room where we can bring everybody in, and so we're really excited about that, and our team's excited about that. But just continue to build off of the accomplishments that we've had and deepen those relationships that we've got in place with the bank and those key vendors that we service.
Yeah, are you finding it more to, I guess, from your sales personnel perspective? I mean, you came from the sales world, the whole video or Zoom, that trying to supplement being face to face with people is is somewhat challenging. I mean, a year ago, if someone told me I had to be on a conference call or something with my camera on, I'm like, whatever, not happening.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is challenging. I think we're all getting better at navigating that world, but we do miss the collaboration and just being able to, walk down the hallway and grab a few people and have a meeting, and we'll get that back hopefully soon. But you just, we are a close knit group here, and
Yeah.
so obviously not being able to see our associates every day, that is something we miss. And the other part too, just getting out in the industry, and like I mentioned before, we've got a mix of tenure. We do have half of our group that's been 10 plus years in banking and equipment finance, but then we've got the other half that they've only been doing this for a few years. So just trying to get them more involved, and it's been more challenging when everything is virtual. And so we look forward to the day when we can send people to conferences and start networking and let them see all the availability that this industry offers.
No, and you're absolutely correct. And then, I was talking with Marcy a few weeks back in regards to kind of, she was always on the sales side too. And now she's recently become the president of Bank Financial. And, obviously you've been the president of Arvest for almost a handful of years right now.
Yeah.
So, what's that kind of like going from a salesperson where it's like, you know what, it's Friday morning, I'm kind of good for the week, I might go play golf, as opposed to now you got some additional responsibility and you might not be able to afford to do stuff like that.
Yeah, no, hardly much time for golf anymore. But no, it's been a good adjustment. Again, the team is just wonderful team, and probably the biggest adjustment was, losing the interaction, the day to day out on the sales calls, and the kind of the excitement of putting a deal together from beginning to end. So I do cherish those moments when I get invited to do a joint call or go out and meet some key accounts, and be able to have some FaceTime, and I think we're all ready to travel anywhere right now.
No, I know I am. I know my wife is ready for me
Yeah,
to start
I think my
traveling
wife is ready
soon.
too.
All right, Eric, if you don't mind, a little fun fact about yourself.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how fun fact it will be, but maybe people find this interesting. So I'm trying to travel. Talking about travel, so I'm trying to travel to all 50 states before I'm 50. So got a handful of years left, and I'm down to 4 states. So hopefully,
What are
travel
the
will pick
4?
up soon. The 4: Delaware, North Dakota, Alaska, and Oregon.
Okay, so it's not like you can just do it on a road
No,
trip.
they're nowhere connected. So, Alaska's probably, I'm trying to say that for last, but yeah, trying to find somehow a reason to travel to some of those other areas, and I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to that.
I think I have 5. And they're all in the one cluster. It's the Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that I have, and you can probably knock those off in one kind of
Yeah.
one road trip.
No, we
Alaska's fun. My
always
wife and I
enjoyed
went.
traveling. So
My wife and I went to Alaska, not last August, but August of 2019, and beautiful.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it one day.
So, last question I have before I let you go. Of all the bank equipment finance companies out there, Eric, why choose Arvest?
Well, that's a good question. I think, Arvest, why choose Arvest? I think it just comes back again to our culture. Our people make the difference. Again, I mentioned our experience, our knowledge. So we do take a lot of pride in helping those customers, and we want to set ourselves apart by the customer service that we provide. So that's why we're here every day.
No, and I've experienced that firsthand, sir. So, you got a great team and you have a great group of people there. So
We appreciate that. Thank you.
no problem. Well, thank you, Eric, for joining me today, and look forward to hopefully seeing you in person sometime in 2021.
Yes, hopefully soon. Thank
Have
you.
a good one. Take care.